Well, good morning, and happy Thursday, October 15th, 2020. We have made it just about halfway through this month. So I hope things are going well for you there. Today, we are going to talk about the burden of false guilt. So we're staying on the guilt theme here for a few days, I'm guessing. So let's go into the Galatians real quick. We only have one verse here, then we'll pick up a few in Colossians here in a little bit. But Galatians, first chapter, 10th verse. For am I now seeking the favor of men or of God? Or am I striving to please men? If I were still trying to please men, I would not be a bondservant of Christ. Of course, that's Paul speaking that, but that's a question we could ask all of us. Am I now seeking the favor of men or God? Right? Because guilt, it's a tough situation for a lot of people, and you may not have this issue right now. You may have had it in the past, may have it in the future, but you likely know someone who has this issue. So it's really important to pay attention to this because part of the devotions and learning and Bible in 1 year is not just for your enrichment, right? It's for you to share and to be able to be prepared to help people. Now, the guilt is an emotional response to wrongdoing, and we should feel, but that's let's go back, an emotional response to wrongdoing. Okay, didn't say you did something, it's just an emotional response to wrongdoing. And we should feel the Lord's conviction when we disobey his commandments, or even when we break civil laws that do not contradict God's laws. And there you go, that do not contradict God's laws. But there's another kind of guilt that is not from the Lord but from man, and that's called false guilt, and it has different forms. And we're going to talk about those three today. The first is is legalism, and this is a form of religion that holds firmly to man-made rules rather than to Christ. And Paul goes over this in Colossians, and second Colossians 16:23. Therefore, no one is to act as your judge in regard to food or drink in respect to a festival or a new moon or a Sabbath, things which are a mere shadow of what is to come, but the substance belongs to Christ. Let no one keep defrauding you of your prize by delighting in self abasement and the worship of angels, taking his stand on visions he has seen, inflated without cause or by his fleshly mind, and not holding fast to the head, from whom the entire body, being supplied and held together by the joints and ligaments, grows with a growth which is from God. If you have died with Christ to the elementary principles of the world, why, as if you were living in the world, do you submit yourself to decree such as do not handle, do not taste, do not touch, which all refer to things destined to perish with use, in accordance with the commandments and teachings of men? These are matters which have to be sure, which have, to be sure, the appearance of wisdom in self-made religion and self-abasement and severe treatment of the body, but are of no value against fleshly indulgence. So, and there are a lot of religions like that. And I know back in the day they had festivals and built temples and things, and these were really meant to celebrate and to honor and to worship and praise the coming of the Messiah. And somehow a lot of these turned into legalistic type things. You'll see a lot of that in the Old Testament. So legalism is a form of religion that holds those man-made rules over you rather than Christ. So it has no power for salvation or transformation, but instead enslaves people to false guilt when they fail to keep these man-made rules. Okay. Now, perfectionism, we've probably all had that. I certainly have, and I've had trouble with that, struggle with that my whole life because the concept that good is good enough is a tough one for me. But it is a concept that we need to understand that sometimes good is good enough. Dadgummit, it doesn't have to be perfect, but there's only one perfect person. We know that is Jesus Christ. So perfectionism is a burden we place upon ourselves. If we don't perform to our self-made standards, we feel like failures and can't forgive ourselves. However, Christians are commanded to live for Christ, not for themselves and their own expectations. So take that burden off of you. Trying to please people. Oh my Lord. I tell you what, that's the definition of insanity, trying to please everybody all the time, right? So trying to please people is another source of false guilt. This could develop in the home, in the workplace, school, church, or anywhere that others place demands on us. So just quit trying to please everybody. See? Of course, the ideal is always to treat others with love and kindness. Certainly we want to do that. But with false guilt, the solution is to please God, not people. When guilt comes, evaluate its source. That's very, very important. Sit back and think about it. When you get this guilty feeling, evaluate what the source is. Is it from God or man? So, and just take that perspective. And I think that will help release some of this burden that you have of guilt. All right. Well, Bible in 1 year, we're rolling through Mark chapter 6 and 7. So keep that rolling, and we'll get through Mark pretty quick, and then we'll get on to Luke and get some other things going. But you guys are doing great. Those who've been keeping up with Bible in 1 year and getting through it, I know that you're really benefiting from it, and you'll benefit greatly from it as life continues, and as you start interacting with other people, you'll have the knowledge and you'll be ready to assist them, because success happens when preparedness meets opportunity, and you're going to be successful helping other people because you're going to be prepared when those opportunities come up in your life. So, all righty. Well, that is it for Thursday. We got a Friday coming up tomorrow, so hope you're ready for it. And if you're not, well, just get in there and get it rolling, a little bit faster, so and get her done for the week. So anyway, have a great day, and I will see you on that Friday tomorrow. So have a great day.